I'm here with Ajahn Randall, who is the program chair of marketing, and myself, I'm Astrid. I'm the program chair of general management. We will be happy to share with you some information about our Master of Management program, the international program. And we'll also talk about our online international program, our double degree programs, and exchange programs as well. So if you have any questions anytime, feel free to interrupt or just type your questions into the chat, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. You can ask anytime, don't have to wait until the end of the presentation. Just whenever you have a question, open your microphone or join us with the chat box as well. So we are here at CMMU, the College of Management at Mahidol University. And the program that we offer is a Master of Management program. And so what that means is that you have a chance to get a Master of Management in different areas of specializations. And let me first introduce you to our different options that you have. So you can see on the left-hand side of my screen that we have the degree is called Master of Management. And then you have a chance to study or specialize in corporate finance or in entrepreneurship management. You can also specialize in general management. You could specialize in healthcare and wellness management. And you can also specialize in marketing and management. And we also have a special option for you. If you do not want to come to class at our CMMU building, you can also choose to study in the online Master of Management program. And that program is held entirely online. So that means you never have to come to the building. You can join all the classes on Zoom. And classes are taught fully online, but live on Zoom, which means you'll have class sessions with instructors every week. And you will have live interactions with instructors, but everything is done online. And you do not have to actually come to the CMMU building. And maybe I'll let Ajahn Randall, who's the program chair for the online Master of Management program, I'll let Randall talk a little bit about what's special about our online program.
Okay, thank you. Basically, when COVID kicked off, we had to adapt really quickly and start to apply our problem-based learning, but in an online format, and it seemed to work really well. And it turns out that the law in Thailand is that you have to teach on site. So we created this online program so that we can comply with the law and offer online for those who are not convenient or not able to come to the classroom. So you can study while you're working from your office, or if you don't live in Bangkok or don't even live in Thailand. These are all reasons why you might be interested in our online program. Very flexible, and we modeled it a little bit differently from our existing program where you have a lot more electives. So you get a lot more exposure to different subjects.
Okay. And in addition, if you want to study not only one Master of Management, but you would also like to get a double degree, we have different options for you. So, for example, you could go and join Macquarie University in Australia. You would study 3 terms in Thailand and study 1 year in Australia, and you would get a degree from CMMU and a degree from Macquarie University. We also have another option with Toulouse University in France. You could study 3 terms at CMMU, 2 terms in France. This is for all those students who are interested in the general management specialization. And we also have another program with UTS in Sydney, Australia. This is a 2nd degree program. You study your whole Master of Management degree at CMMU first, and then you study 1 more term at UTS, and you get a 2nd degree in the area of marketing. We'll have more information about these double degree programs later, but I just wanted to give you a general overview. So in short, you can study with us to get a Master of Management. And if you're interested in getting a 2nd master's degree, then you can also add a study abroad session at our partner universities as well. Now, let me just briefly tell you a little bit about what we do. CMMU is AACSB accredited. That's an international accreditation. Only 5% of business schools worldwide have this accreditation. And what it means is that our CMMU teaching and learning standards are internationally recognized. So it means that if you go abroad and you want to find a job in another country, the fact that your college degree is accredited by AACSB means it's also internationally transferable because everybody knows this accreditation. We also want to kind of highlight a little bit of what makes studying at CMMU special, because there are lots of business schools and you have lots of choices, but there are some things that we really focus on, and we want to share that with you today. One of the things that makes us special is that we focus a lot on problem-based learning. And problem-based learning means that when we teach different topics such as marketing or people management or finance, we not only focus on teaching you the theories or teaching you the textbooks, but we focus on actually bringing real world problems into the classroom. So we bring a real marketing problem or a real business management problem, a real people problem, or a real finance problem into the classroom, and have students work on those problems, so that when you study people management or marketing or finance, you not just only learn the theory, you learn how to use that theory to actually solve the problems that companies might have. And so that's a focus in every one of our classes, and I think that's very appreciated by our students. And to make learning practical, we also use guest speakers, both from Thailand and from abroad. We have company visits that you get to see the inside of a company and get to talk to managers about how these companies run their business as well. So we try to make learning very practical for you. We also work with a lot of both local and international companies. I'm just giving you some examples here. Those are companies that, for example, our students work for, or companies that we use in terms of collaborations for group projects or internships or guest speaker events. So we try to make learning very practical and also focus on both local Thai companies and also international companies as well. This is a little bit of a glimpse of our building. You're very welcome to come and visit us. You can see that our facilities are very nice. We have small classrooms. We focus a lot on interaction between students. We usually set up the classrooms in group settings so that you also get to know your classmates and you interact with each other. You can also see on our picture here, we have a financial lab where you can have access to all the latest databases as well. So we make learning very comfortable for you in our building. Then one of the things we would also like to focus on is our options for you to go on international student exchange. We have about 40 partner universities around the world, and those partner universities all offer education in English language. So that means it doesn't matter which country you go to, you will be able to study there in English language. And partner universities offer, for example, exchange programs for one term, but they also offer short programs, and with some of those partner universities, we also organize study trips. Let me move to my next slide that shows you some of the details. If you want to become more international, first of all, just by being at CMMU, you will already become more international because we have lots of international exchange students and also students from countries in the region. So while studying at CMMU, you might be studying with students from Myanmar, from China, from Vietnam, from France, from Germany, from Belgium. So there is a mix of nationalities, and that will be an opportunity for you to be more international. And of course, our instructors are also international. I'm from Austria, for example. Ajahn Randall is from the US. We have instructors from Germany, from the Netherlands. So there's a lot of variety of instructors as well. You could go on study abroad semester. That means you spend one term abroad and study at our partner university. Or you can also go on a study trip, which is a short trip to explore businesses in another country. So for example, this year we already organized a study trip to Singapore for our students, and we also had a study trip to Germany as well. Now, I'd like to share with you a video clip. This video was done by one of our students. She studied for one term in Germany. She also got a scholarship to study in Germany from our partner university. And here is a short glimpse of what she experienced while she studied in Munich, Germany. So let me share the clip with you. So this was a short glimpse of study abroad in Germany and some of the exciting trips that she also took during her study abroad. I'll also like to share some more pictures of study abroad experiences that our students have. For example, this is one of our students went to study in Norway at BI Norwegian Business School, and these are some of the experiences from Norway. You also see some of the very beautiful landscape in Norway as well. So this was one of our students who went there in 2021. And we also had students who went to study in South Korea in 2020. We had students go to Sangkyungkwan University and also Korea University Business School. And these are some impressions from South Korea. And these are the same group of students that went to Germany. So we have a couple of impressions from studying in Germany. And that's it for our international exchange programs. Now, what I'd like to do is briefly talk about double degree options for you. So, for example, if you're interested in studying general management at CMMU, you will study with us in the Master of Management program, and then you have a chance to go to Toulouse in France and study in the Master in International Management program. You will study 3 terms at CMMU, study 2 terms at Toulouse, and the good news about this program is that for the tuition fee, you only have to pay for the fee that you study at CMMU, and the fee in Toulouse is waived for our CMMU students because we actually exchange students. So we have CMMU students going to study in Toulouse, and we have Toulouse students going to come study with us. And so our CMMU students only pay study fees at CMMU, and the Toulouse students only pay study fees at Toulouse. This is a great opportunity, and we send students there every year, and students always have a really good experience. I'll show you some more pictures. These are from the downtown Toulouse compared to downtown Bangkok. And another option that we have is for this opportunity, we also have the Franco-Thai scholarship. So this is a scholarship offered by the French embassy, which would be covering your cost of living in France. So you could also apply for that, and sometimes our students also get that scholarship as well. I think I don't need to go into the details why you should earn a double degree. That's kind of already obvious. Here are some of the details about the program structure. We also have this on our website just to show you the overview that you will study a number of courses here at CMMU. You'll study a number of courses in France. And maybe what I want to point out on the right-hand side here, you see international project management and consulting company project. That's very exciting as well because students get to work with a company in France on a consulting project and actually help the company, for example, to set up a marketing plan or to develop a supply chain strategy or to come up with a people management consultation. So that's a good opportunity to become more international, not only in terms of studying abroad, but also working for an international company in a consulting project. And here are some more impressions. This is the campus in Toulouse, so you'll see some of the nice buildings that our students enjoyed. You also see some of the downtown areas in Toulouse, which is quite fun. It's a nice city and has a lot of students, so it's a fun atmosphere to study there. And you also see this is one of the apartments that our students rented on Airbnb, and they shared an apartment in downtown Toulouse, which was fun for them to live together. And here's one more picture of the experience in Toulouse. You can see the group picture. That's the Master in International Management in Toulouse. So the students in this picture is the whole master program. And you study with a group of students from, I think, 20 different countries around the world. So even though the program is located in France, the students actually come from many different countries around the world. And one more picture from Toulouse. And I'll hand over. No, I will not hand over yet. I'll talk about Macquarie University first. I'll hand over to Ajahn Randall in a moment. Macquarie University is also in Australia, and they offer a Master of Commerce or Master of Marketing or Master of Management. So you can choose. You will study 3 terms with us here in Thailand, and you will study 1 year at Macquarie University. You can start the semester there either in February or in July. And for this program, you'll have to pay the CMMU study fees and then pay an additional 29,200 Australian dollars. There is a scholarship involved for every person who applies. So every person that we nominate will automatically get the 10,000 Australian dollar scholarship. So the total you will have to still pay is 29,200 Australian dollars. And that covers the cost of your studies in Australia. And so, as I said, you will get 2 degrees in the end. And so that's a good option. And this option is available for any of our students who study in either entrepreneurship or finance or marketing or general management. Just a few words about Macquarie University. It's one of the top % of world universities in the QS ranking. It's also first in Australia for graduate employment rate and is also ranked among the top global 200 universities. So it's a very good university. And here's the options that you can take. So if you're an entrepreneurship student at CMMU, you might choose the Master of Commerce in Business Management and Organization, and so on. We have all those details on our website, so you can look it up in more detail and see also the courses that you would need to take when you go to Australia. So just want to give you a quick overview. And here is an example. This is also what you find on our website, so you can see the details of all the courses you would need to take and how you can transfer them back to your studies at CMMU. Now, here is the moment when I hand over to Randall for the UTS specialization.
Okay, thank you, Jen. I just came back from UTS last night. We have 6 students there at the moment, and they're also renting a house. UTS has been ranked #1 upcoming young university for many years in a row. They're constantly winning awards. They also have a huge career center to help people find jobs and things. But the relationship we have with them has been running for over 20 years. And basically, the students in marketing would study their full degree with us at CMMU, and then they go to UTS for 1 semester, and they take any 4 subjects while they're there. The price of the program is discounted by about 75% because the normal program would be taking 12 classes, and we only have to take 4. Then on top of that, they offer a scholarship as well, automatically based on your GPA. Sydney is considered, I just read they were ranked #1 for the cost of living, but they're also in the top 10 for the happiest, quality of life. So interesting place, very, very beautiful, easy to get around. They have trams, they have subway, they have buses. Yeah, really nice place. Very, very modern, very innovative.
I also have a short video clip that I can share. This is from the coordinator at UTS. So let me just share the quick clip with you.
Hi guys, greetings from the University of Technology, Sydney. UTS is Australia's top young university and ranked 133rd in the world. Choose the dual degree program at Mahidol University and study with UTS in Sydney, one of the most livable cities, with scholarships. We are here to welcome you.
Nice video of Alex. Excellent. I think I have some more pictures on my slides. Yeah, maybe Randall, if you can comment on those.
Okay. The campus is a city campus, so it's right in downtown Central Business District. You can get there from the airport directly by the subway, by the train. Also buses. They have working spaces in every building that you can use. You don't have to carry a computer around because there's computers available in each of these working spaces. They have restaurants in every building. It's I don't know if it depends on where you're from, but if you're from Bangkok, it's a little bit like if they took Thammasat and put it in Selam Road. There's no walls, there's no gates. You just walk in and out. You're on the campus. You're back in the city. But it's a really fascinating place. Very beautiful facilities and very, very state of the art.
Okay, and there is, yeah, those are some of the graduates.
Yeah, when I was there this past week, they were taking their exams, but other people were out taking videos and photos in their graduation gowns. So there were a lot of people throwing hats up in the air.
Nice one. Yeah, some more pictures. And I think that's it. Oh, one more. The Sydney Opera
Sydney
House,
Harbour,
very beautiful.
the Sydney Harbour Bridge back behind.
Yeah, excellent. So those are all the information about our programs. In terms of admission, let me just mention a few things. When we admit students into CMMU, we, of course, because we study in English language, then we also have a look at your English language score. We will offer a CMMU English exam if you don't have an English language score, or if you already have an English language score, you can also submit that to us. The English proficiency that you need for us when you graduate is the TOEFL score of 520. And if you want to study for a double degree, usually the TOEFL needs to be higher, something like 580 or IELTS 6.5. I would also like to mention that if during the application time your TOEFL score is not yet 520, don't worry about it. We will do a personal interview with you, and if we think your English is strong enough, you can still, work on improving your English and get the score ready by the time that you graduate. So even if your English is not 520 when you apply, if you, speak English well enough to be able to follow classes, then we will allow you to study with us, even if your score is not yet 520. For the double degrees, the score needs to be 580 or IELTS 6.5 before you go on the double degree, because we cannot nominate you if you don't have that score yet. For our admission, we also value if you have work experience, but it's not required. So if you come straight from your undergraduate degree, that's also fine. For every applicant, we will do a personal interview with the CMMU program chair. And also need to keep in mind that if you want to study for a double degree, you need to maintain a GPA of 3.5 at CMMU, so that we can nominate you for the double degree. So that's the idea for our admission criteria. I'll give you some dates. So the next upcoming application deadline is December 4. If you don't have an English exam result yet, you can take our English test on December 10. We'll do a personal interview on December 15 to 17. That interview will be done online, so you don't have to come to the building. You can join us on Zoom. And then you will know the admission result on December 21. The pre-course will start on March 8. The pre-course is for those of you whose English is not yet good enough. And the pre-course is also for those students who have not studied accounting before. So we offer pre-courses in English and accounting. And the next term actually starts on 17 of May 2024. So I think that's it from me. And we're happy to answer your questions. And we already had a question that says, how long does it take for one term studying abroad? That actually depends on what university you choose. In some universities, the semesters are slightly longer or some slightly shorter, but on average, it will take 3 to 4 months if you study abroad for one term, one semester. However, some of our partner universities also offer short-term study abroad options. For example, we have a partner university in New Zealand. You can go there for 2 weeks and study one course intensively in only 2 weeks. So you get credits for one course, but you only go for 2 weeks. We also have partner universities who offer summer programs. So for example, if you go to Denmark, you go to Austria, you go to Germany, go to Belgium, they have summer programs, and summer programs are between 3 weeks to 6 weeks. And you can also get credits for a course in that period of time. So it really depends how much time you have. If you have very little time to study abroad, I would say join a study trip. That's usually only a couple of days. If you have a bit more time, join a summer program. That's 3 weeks to 6 weeks. If you have even more time, go for a whole semester. That's around 3 months. And if you have even more time, then go for a double degree program that you will study abroad for 2 semesters or 1 year approximately. Then I got a question that says, is there any scholarship offered in CMMU as well? Yes, we do have scholarships. Scholarships are based on your academic record. So when you apply for a scholarship, you need to have a good GPA and you also need to have good English. And the way it works is that you apply for CMMU first. and then you submit your scholarship application. And then there will be 2 rounds of interviews. The first round of interview is your general admission to CMMU. And if you're already admitted, you can apply for the scholarship. Then we'll have another round of interview with the scholarship committee. And then the scholarship committee decides whether you will get the scholarship. And you can find the prerequisites on our website, but basically it means you need to have a good GPA from your undergraduate studies, and you need to have a very good English language score as well. How are intercourses and online intercourses similar or different? So when you study in our Master of Management program, maybe I can stop sharing because, okay. When you study in our Master of Management program, the regular in-class program, you will get to take 7 core courses and you get to take 6 specialization courses. So you study 6 different topics for your specialization courses. When you study in the online program, you also study 7 core courses, but you study 12 specialization courses. And what we do is we split the specialization courses into, instead of teaching 1 course the full semester, we teach 1 course only half a semester. So instead of taking 6 full semester courses, you will take 12 half semester courses. So the benefit is you get a lot more variety of topics that you can study when you study in the online program. Randall, you want to add something to that?
Just that we also use the problem-based learning, so that we try to run the classes in the same format.
Yeah. So for example, I teach people management. I teach both in the classroom program and also in the online program, and I use the exact same course materials. I do the exact same activities, and we adjust everything to be fully applicable in the online program as well. So we have same kind of group projects, presentations, interactions, simulation games, case studies. So basically the online program and classroom program, we try to do the same and use the same activities as well. And there's a question, is the inter course harder than the Thai course? I don't think so. I think we use the same standard. We have our CMMU standards, so we don't, differentiate the programs. The only difference is the language, but the program standards are the same. So we have the same, we, write the same types of exams. We have the same criteria for passing. We use the same kind of materials, comprehensive exams. All those aspects are the same. The only difference would be the language, that you study in English or you study in Thai. Okay, there is a person who says you want to study in healthcare and wellness management, and what about the accounting pre-course? The accounting pre-course, usually, I'm not 100% sure, but the accounting pre-course usually takes half a term. And on what days you will study, I'm not sure yet. This will be arranged together with the instructors. But it's done before the first term, so that you will have a chance to finish your accounting pre-course before the term actually starts. So the term does not overlap with the pre-course, so you don't need to worry about your study time. And the study time will be arranged together with the instructor once we know how many students need to take the accounting pre-course. Is the double degree available online? We don't have the double degree available online, but we do have the exchange semester available for the online program. The reason the double degree is not available online is because when we do a double degree, we actually need to match the degree content between our program and the partner university program. And it means that also partner university students need to be able to come into our program. And so what it means is we would have to find a partner university that would match together with our online program, which we have not done yet because the online program is still relatively new. But so there is no double degree program at the moment for online, but there is a exchange semester option. So you can choose any exchange university at any of our partner university locations. You can study there, and you can transfer the credits. And you might even be able to, if you want to continue your online studies, you might even be able to take courses online at a partner university as well, because some of our partner universities do offer online courses as well. So if you prefer to do your exchange from your living room at home, that's also possible, but we would have to see which partner university would offer online programs. But you can also go for the regular exchange program. You can also join our study trips if you're in the online program. So for example, for the study trip to Singapore or the study trip to Germany that we offered this year, we also made it available to our online students, so you can join those trips as well, even if you're in our online program. And of course, if you are in our online program and you're based in Bangkok, or you have a chance to come to Bangkok, then you're also very welcome to join any of our activities that happen on campus. Right now we have some of our online students also join our networking parties on campus, or join some of our guest speaker events on campus. So if you're free to come to the building, then please, you can also join us, even if you're in our online program. Somebody says, I'm interested in a double degree. What is the time for applying? It depends on which double degree you're interested in. So the double degree with Toulouse, the application time is usually around January to March. And then you will go to Toulouse in September term. And for Macquarie University, they have the semester start in February and July, and you would have to apply approximately 3 months in advance. So you apply in November and then go in February, or apply in April and then go in July. And for UTS, I'm not sure, Ajahn Randall, what's the deadline for UTS?
Basically, we normally apply during our last term. So when they're in their 5th term, then they would submit their applications, and they can go anytime, even within 5 years after they've graduated. But they're on a, I think semester, so they have 2 different intakes per year that they can join.
I guess it would probably be similar to Macquarie University.
Very similar, I think. Yeah, normally around December, January.
Yeah. There's a question, can online program students transfer to the regular on-site and vice versa? Not easily. We run the program as a separate program. So in our College of Management, we have basically 3 different programs. There is the Thai program, Master of Management in Thai language, Master of Management in English language, and Master of Management online in English language. And those are 3 separate programs. So if you apply for one program, you cannot just easily change into another program. If you wanted to change, you can change in the same way that you could, for example, change from another university to join Mahidol University. The prerequisites would be that you can transfer 4 courses. So 4 courses that you have already taken and you get a grade of at minimum B or higher, you can transfer to the new program. So for example, if you study in our online program and you want to transfer to the classroom program, you could transfer 4 courses. But if you have already taken 6 or 7 courses in the online program, you could still only transfer 4, because that's the official regulation. So we treat the programs as independent programs, because they also have slightly different criteria. And if you want to transfer, you can, but keep in mind you have to apply to a new program, and you can only transfer 4 courses. So it would be better if you make up your mind and then stick with the program that you choose from the beginning, in order not to lose your time and also your money. Okay, there is a question related to, so we have, at CMMU, we have several intakes per year. Actually, we open our program 3 times a year because we have trimesters. If you would like to go to study in Toulouse in France, you can start in any of the trimesters, but we will adjust your study program a little bit. So the best semester to start, if you want to go to Toulouse, would be if you start in September term in Thailand, and then you study with us for 3 terms, and then you go to Toulouse 1 year later in September term. But for those students who study with us and their first term is January term, then you study with us for 2 terms, January term and May term. You go abroad to Toulouse in September term. You study there for 2 terms, and then you come back again and you study 1 more term in CMMU. So we basically try to make it flexible for you, so that whichever term you enter CMMU, you can go to Toulouse. But if you want the smoothest transfer, then it would be start with us in September. Or another option would be start with us in January. If you start with us in May term, you might have to take a break for 1 term at some point so that you can wait for the time that you can go to Toulouse. Toulouse is only open in September every year, so there's only 1 intake in Toulouse. The classes are taught on weekend or the evening on weekday. Yes, both. So we have weekend classes and weekday classes. The weekday classes from Monday to Friday would be from 6 to 9 in the evening. And the weekend classes would be Saturday and Sunday from either 9 to 12 in the morning or from 1:30 to 4:30 in the afternoon. And for some of the courses, we offer several sections. For example, all our core courses, we usually offer 2 different sections. There might be a weekend section and a weekday section. So you could choose and say, I would prefer to study on Tuesday evening, or I would prefer to study on Saturday morning. And you can choose that. Once you are later in your studies, when you study specialization courses, we usually offer only 1 section of 1 course. So then we have to plan together with the instructor and also have to plan together with the rest of the study program when would be the best time to offer this course. So you know, for some courses you might be able to choose the dates. For some courses you will have to take the course on the day that we offer it. So let me see what else. Moai says, is the online course in pre-recorded video or real-time Zoom? Actually, we have both. You are required to come to the Zoom class because we teach the class live on Zoom, but the class will be recorded as well. So if you miss a class, you can also watch the recording of the class later on. However, we do encourage you to come to class. So if you can never make it to class, it will be difficult for you to pass the courses. So we would actually encourage you to join the Zoom class. But if you have business meetings or travels, or you cannot make it to class, you can watch the recording and then catch up with the class later. Okay, there's another question. So how long does it take to complete the full online course? Every one of our master programs takes 18 months. So it's a little bit more than 1.5 years. And that's the same for so the Thai program, international program, online international program, they all take 18 months to complete. And those 18 months is based on students taking 3 courses per each term. But we also have some students who are very good students and they want to speed up their studies. If your GPA is very good, you can speed up your studies and study 4 courses per term. So that means you can reduce your study time because you kind of speed up your studies. There's a question, if I graduated from international college, do I still need to submit the English score? We have an exemption that's mentioned on our website that says if you study in an English-speaking country, then you do not have to submit an English score. So for example, if you study in the US, or if you study in England, or you study in Australia for your undergraduate degree, you do not have to submit an English score. But if you study in an international program in Thailand, you will still need to submit your English score. But you will probably already have an English score anyway because you studied in an English language program. There's a question about the Franco-Thai scholarship, and it says if we are qualified for the double degree in Toulouse, it means that we need to follow all procedures required by Franco-Thai as same as other applicants. If you want to apply for the Franco-Thai scholarship, you need to meet all the requirements of the Franco-Thai scholarship. But of course, you do not have to apply. This is only an option. So it's up to you if you would like to apply or not. The Franco-Thai scholarship is independent from our Master of Management application. So it's handled by the French Embassy. And so if you meet our internal criteria for applying for the double degree, you would still have to, meet the application requirements for Toulouse and the double degree and the scholarship as well. But what I want to mention is if you apply for that scholarship, you actually already need to have the nomination from Toulouse. So that means usually the Franco-Thai scholarship is open in mid-February. The application deadline is mid-February. So it means that you should apply within CMMU in January. And then we need to send your nomination to Toulouse, and Toulouse needs to send you an acceptance letter. And then with that acceptance letter, you can apply for the Franco-Thai scholarship. So just plan ahead when you are sure that you want to apply for the scholarship. There's a question about intercourses and Thai courses, chance to join an event or campaign together. So for example, usually we organize guest speaker events at CMMU. And if you would like to join the event, you can join the event regardless whether you study in the international program or Thai program. Events are usually open for all students.
And we just had a weekend trip to Pattaya with both programs.
Yeah, so that. Let me see if we have any other questions that we haven't answered yet. How many students in the corporate finance class? There are, so for each of our, I guess when you say corporate finance class, you probably mean corporate finance specialization. For each of our specializations, we have different batches of students that study together. So for example, if you study corporate finance, I cannot tell you the exact number of students, but what you will do is we will mix several batches of corporate finance students together. So you will, when you take the first courses you will take when you study at CMMU will be core courses, and core courses are courses that everyone needs to take. So for example, we have Randall teaches a marketing class that everyone needs to take. I teach a people management class that everyone needs to take. We have a finance class that everyone needs to take. And for those core courses, you will study together with students from all the different specializations. So you will have corporate finance students studying together with entrepreneurship students, studying together with healthcare students, and studying together with management and marketing students. That's for the core courses. Once you move into your specialization, for example, corporate finance, you will study together with corporate finance students from different batches. So we might combine two batches to study in one course together. The class size is never more than 30 students. So we do not allow to have more than around 30 students in a class. If we have a lot of students that need to take one course, we will offer a second section of the class. So that's why we would, some of the core courses, we would offer two sections of the course, and it would be the same course taught with the same course materials, with the same exams, with the same homework assignments, but we just teach the course on 2 different days. And the reason we do that is because we want to keep the class size small. We want to not have more than 30 students per class, so that students know the instructor know the students know each other. We can, set the tables in a group format setting, and we want, lots of interactions between students and instructors. And that's only possible if you have a small class size. So that's why we would, allow a maximum of 30 students per one class. Yeah, so Randall mentioned in the chat that he's teaching 25 students in each of his sections. So you can, choose different sections, and you will study with around 25 to 30 students. To give you some indication, I'm teaching 2 courses right now. In one class, I have 28 students. In another class, I have 25 students. Last semester, I had a class that had only 18 students. Sometimes we have a class that have 30 or 31, but that would be the maximum that we have to keep the class size small. The entrance exam and interview will be entirely online. To be very honest, I'm not sure about the entrance exam because I'm not involved with entrance exam, but I know that the interview will be online for sure. I think the entrance exam is an English exam, and I think it's online as well, but please double check with our staff. But I know that the interview will be online for sure. So it's a Zoom interview online. Okay, whether you should choose consulting, internship, independent study, or thematic paper or thesis. That really depends on whether you would like to do a lot of research or medium amount of research or very little research. And it also may depend on what you want to do in the future. So if you would like in the future to do a PhD degree, then it might be a good idea to study thesis and do a thesis project in your master studies, because then you already have a good foundation in doing research. If you're planning to have a job in the future and work in a company, you may not need to do a lot of research. So you can choose the medium option, which would be independent study, or you can choose the mini research option, which would be thematic paper. So it really depends on how much research would you like to do. And it also means that if you do more research, you get more credits for your paper, that you would take less courses. So basically you choose between taking more courses and doing less research, or doing more research and taking less courses. And that's an individual decision. You do not need to make a decision right away. You can make that decision in your second or third term once you're a little bit advanced in your studies, and you can talk to us again at that moment, and we can guide you in the right direction depending on your situation and your future plans. Okay, there is a student that asked, if your job doesn't allow you to go on exchange abroad for a full term, do you have any short-term options? Yes, we do. So at CMMU, we offer study trips. A study trip is usually part of a course. And for students who sign up for that course, they also go on a trip together. And this year, we already had a study trip to Singapore and also a study trip to Germany. And in the future, we will offer study trips again. So to join a study trip, you only need 5 days of your time to go abroad. And the rest of the time you will spend in Bangkok. And if you have more than 5 days for your time abroad, then you can also join a short course at a partner university. I mentioned earlier that some of our partners offer you to take a short course, very intensive studies in 2 weeks. So that's an option. And if you have more time, you can also go for a 3-week summer course. So we really have different options depending how much time you have. But I would say the minimum would be 4 to 5 days for a study trip. That would be the shortest amount of time that you can choose. And if you have more time, we have different options for you as well. There is a question that says, is there additional cost for the study trip? We try to make the trip as inexpensive as possible, but yes, there is an additional cost. Usually you need to pay for your own flight and also your accommodation during the study trip. So for example, students who joined me on the Germany trip, they have to pay 30,000 baht as the contribution to the study trip, and then also pay for their own flight. So maybe the total cost for students would be around 60,000 baht. To fly to Germany, pay for the hotel in Germany, the local transportation, but you do not pay any extra fees in terms of, we don't have to pay partner university study fees or anything like that. So it's usually just to cover your costs during the trip. That's what the extra fees would be. Is the study trip expense included in the tuition fee? No, it's not. We try to, make the cost as reasonable as possible for everyone. And since study trip is an extra option, and not everyone can go on a study trip because some of our students have to work and will not be free to join a study trip, then we do not include the study trip fee the tuition fee, because that would be unfair to the students who never have a chance to go. So we, schedule the study trip as an extra trip, and we try to, keep the costs down, so make it reasonable expenses for those students who want to join the study trip. One student says she's going to graduate this year, and do you have to finish your undergraduate studies before you apply? Yes, we need your undergraduate studies finished before you apply, because you need to submit your degree to us. So we need to see that you actually have undergraduate studies before you join us. Okay, there's a question about the PhD program. Maybe Randall, you can answer that. I think you're more involved in the PhD.
We have two PhD programs. One is called PhD in Management, and the other one is in Sustainable Leadership. And under the PhD in Management, it actually can be pretty much any discipline, with the limitation that it has to be related to something that our faculty are good at or experienced with. I would say that writing an email to Ajahn Roy would probably be the best, or Ajahn Philip. If you look on the website, you'll find the faculty page, and both of their emails would be within there. Yeah. Technically, I mean, we don't offer a PhD in education, but it is a PhD in management. And so within that, maybe it's related to education, or it's related to finance or marketing or whatever. But the main thing is, conduct a little bit of your own research on the website and look at what the faculty are publishing. We really need to find a match between the faculty and the student so that they can be a good supervisor.
Excellent. I'm not sure if my English is good enough. Will I have a problem doing the coursework? I am also not sure if your English is good enough. But, as I said earlier, we do have the pre-course in English. So if your English is not good enough when you do your admission interview, then your program chair who interviews you will give you a recommendation. So we have different opportunities. For example, if I interview one student and I really feel the student's English is very weak and maybe the student would struggle to study with us, I usually would ask them to postpone the enrollment for one term and take one term of intensive English language courses and, try to speak a lot of English and try to really prepare yourself. And usually if you focus one term on improving your English, that should be good enough to be ready to study with us. If I do an interview with a student and I feel like their English is okay, but not very strong, then we would recommend them to do the English pre-course so you can brush up your English and gain more confidence. And in some cases, students' English score is not good, but their spoken English is actually very good. And then in that case, we would recommend them to just prepare yourself for taking the English language test. Because I also noticed that sometimes students' English is quite good, but when they take the test, maybe they're nervous or they're not used to taking the English test, and then their English score result is not good. So sometimes it helps to also just prepare yourself for the test and specifically study things that will be related to the test. And once you take the test, you will be less nervous, and then you might be able to get a better score. But we do not focus on people with perfect English. We just focus on people whose English is good enough to follow the class, engage in classroom discussions, read the reading materials that we give you. But it's not, you don't have to be a native speaker in order to study with us. Maybe Ajahn Randall, you want to add something from your own English language?
I would say if you can follow Ajahn Astrid and myself in today's discussion, then you would have no problem in the class. But if you struggle, if you're really slow to respond, then that can be a little bit awkward in the classroom setting. But it is true that the scores can really vary. Sometimes somebody has over 500 and somebody has 450 and actually can speak the same equivalence. So it's difficult. That's part of the reason that we have the interview.
But yeah, as I said earlier, we try to help you. So English should not stop you from studying with us, because there are ways to, brush up your English and get you ready. So There's another question that says, I intend to work for a Thai company serving mainly the Thai market after graduation. Do I lose anything in terms of learning how to do business in Thailand if you study in the international program? I don't think so. Our program is the international program is taught in English language. So what it does is it gives you more opportunities. So you have more flexibility in the future in case you want to work for an international company. But even if you plan to work for a Thai company for the rest of your life, you would still benefit from, the international program, because even as a Thai company, you might need international contacts, you might need international customers, you might need international suppliers. And the content that we cover is both focused on the local market and on the international market. But I think the same is also true in the Thai language program. The Thai language program doesn't only focus on the Thai market, they also bring in examples from international companies as well. So I think you would not lose out in terms of Thai knowledge if you study in the international program, because many of our students also do their group projects in Thai companies in Thailand in the Thai context. Just the classroom discussion is in English, but I think in terms of the content, there might not be that much difference. Then Randall, you want to add something?
I think what you said is pretty much the same that I think. People, I don't know, it's a bit stereotypical, but I would say the older generation in Thailand were not so strong with the English language, but the younger generation has grown up with the internet and social media, and they're much, much better at English, even if they have a lower TOEFL score. And I think, everything is increasingly international. So it just seems restrictive. Why would you hold yourself back to study just in the local language when you could meet so many people from abroad and gain so many opportunities, including study abroad? Yeah, I don't know. I think international would be the better choice.
Here is a question about the pre-course accounting. So if the semester starts in May 24, the exact date will be May 17, 2024 that the semester will start. But the pre-course will start already on March 8. So if you take the English pre-course or accounting pre-course, it will start on March 8 already. So that's a little bit earlier than the semester. Okay. The difference between the MM program and the GM program. So I'll tell you about the GM program, then and Randall can talk about MM. Basically, the General Management Program, GM, is a program that is designed for people who want to be generalists. So a lot of the students who study in our GM program, they have background in a variety of disciplines. So for example, some of them have studied business in their undergraduate degrees. Some of them may have studied science in their undergraduate degrees. Some of them have studied something art related. We have some students who have a medical background. Some students have a technical background, engineering. So it's a mix of students from different backgrounds. And what they have in common is usually they want to improve their career, maybe grow up into a higher level positions, like become a supervisor, become a department head. And for that, they would need the management skills. So you might have an engineering background and now you're ready to lead a team of engineers. Your main task will still be engineering, but you need the management background in order to be able to lead a team, in order to be able to, work on a project schedule, focus on finances and so on. So for general management, those would be one group of our students that they have a certain background and they want to improve their career and want to have a little bit of business insight in many different areas. Because if you study general management, you will study a wide variety of topics. You will have courses in leadership, in project management, in negotiations. There'll be a sustainability related course. There will be a course in business analytics. There'll be courses in finance and marketing and all those other fields. So you'll have, a wide variety of topics that you can apply in your management career. And management also leaves your future career a little bit more open, because since you have a background in many different topics, you can kind of choose later to say, I want to lean more in this direction, or I want to go more in this direction. if you study in the marketing program, and let Ajahn Randall talk about this, but that would be that you really want to focus on marketing and you want to kind of, get deeper knowledge and immersion in the marketing field. And let me hand over to Ajahn Randall.
True, I'd say it's the exact same concept, where GM is more built on the theory or the idea of the MBA, to know a lot about many different things, and then you're going to focus more on management and leadership and soft skills. Whereas marketing, you're going to focus more on understanding consumer behavior, market research, how to brand, how to advertise. So it's much more focused on specialization. But we have the same sort of experience where you have a lot of different backgrounds, engineers or any background, who suddenly finds that they need to use marketing in their work. So about 50% of the students in marketing have a business background, but about 50% do not. And a lot of them are from engineering, from food science, from pharmacy. Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, you're going to learn a much more specialized subset of knowledge. See, it's kind of self-selection in a way, right? It's you choose what you like, or you choose what you need.
If you apply for example, if you decide you want to study with us and you apply for general management, but after your first term you decide that actually, now you just change your job and you have more exposure to marketing and now you really need more of the marketing courses, you can still change your specialization at the end of your first term. So even, if you make a decision first and then change your mind, you can still change later on. We try to ask you to make up your mind within the first term, because we need to plan ahead how many students going to study in which program. But we also sometimes have students who, for example, in term 3 or term 4, decide that all of a sudden they really need the finance courses. Then we also have, special permission. If you have a really good reason why you need to change, we also can, make a change happen later on. If I'm being accepted, is it possible to postpone the study in the next semester? Yeah, if you want to apply now, but you actually want to start later, then that's possible as well. So you could either apply now and then postpone your studies, or you can also just wait for the next intake as well. That would be another option, but yeah, that's definitely possible. I also want to mention that even though I said many students study 3 courses per term, you can also choose to study less. Some of our students have really busy jobs, and then maybe one term they realize taking 3 courses is too much. You can also decide to take only 2 courses per one term, or 1 course per one term, or you can even decide to take a break for 1 or 2 terms. So if you're working on a very demanding project that doesn't allow you to study at all, you can take a break for 1 term and then come back again. So it means that we try to be flexible. On average, students study 3 courses per term, but if you want to take less, that's okay. If you want to take 4 courses per term, you can do that if your GPA is very good. So we try to be very flexible in terms of our study options for you. Somebody's asking about the entrepreneurship program. So entrepreneurship is the program. Many of our entrepreneurship students actually either already have their own business or are planning to take over their family business or are considering starting their own business in the future. And the program is designed for students who kind of interested in being entrepreneurs. The courses that we offer are in the entrepreneurship program are courses like, for example, small and family business management, where you specifically focus on what are the characteristics of small and family businesses and how to run those businesses in a good kind of way. And we also focus on, for example, generation clash between older generation and younger generation, and how maybe as a younger generation you have different ideas from the parents' generation, and how you could manage that in your own family business. We also have a course in entrepreneurial finance that focuses specifically on finance for entrepreneurs and what you need to know about financing your business. We have a course that focuses on business planning and pitching. So you'll get to, draw up a business plan and then also learn how to pitch your business plan for investors. So those are options for our entrepreneurship students. And of course, you will also benefit from the community because a lot of our former and students also still part of our community. So if you need advice or if you need any support from other entrepreneurs, you can also tap into our network and get connected with our alumni as well. But Randall, would you like to add anything to Ian?
No, I think what you said, we understand that there are sort of three different main streams, and we try to cater to that. So we have franchise management, and then, as you said, maybe 100% new organic startup, helping with business plan, helping to direct your progress, or getting investors, versus family business.
I hope this could answer your question. The program chair for the entrepreneurship program is Ajahn Simon. Ajahn Simon is from Germany. He's also an entrepreneur himself. He used to have his own business. And you can, check his email address on our website and contact him directly for any questions. So let's see. Any other questions or anything we haven't answered yet? I think almost got everything. Is there anything else we can answer for you or any other questions you might have? You can always come and see us. If you have any questions, you can just walk in. We teach courses every evening on weekdays, and we also teach Saturdays and Sundays. So if you just want to talk to one of us, join us at CMMU, come see us before or after class. You can even also come and sit in a class if you like. We have the campaign Bring a Friend to Class. So that means anyone who is not our student yet, but would like to experience what the class is like. You can just walk in, sit in the class, get a feeling for how we teach and what's the interaction in the classroom. And that might also give you a good feeling about how we study. What I may want to share with you is I recently took students on a study trip to Germany, and we also joined one of the classes in the German partner university, and we had a case discussion between our Thai students and German students. And it was interesting when I asked the Thai students what they learned about the interaction in Germany. They actually said that they were very impressed that the German students are very active in class and ask lots of questions and discuss a lot. And it's very different from traditional Thai classrooms where maybe students are more quiet and are not as interactive. But then the same students also said, but at CMMU, it's different. At CMMU, we always get to interact with others and we always get to talk to each other, and instructors encourage us to ask questions and share with each other. So that's also, feedback from our students that they appreciate our active learning, our practical learning experience, and also the fact that we encourage everyone to share their experience in class and also ask questions and also, learn from each other. So it's not only learning from instructors, but also learn from other students, because many of our students have very interesting backgrounds and work experience as well. So you can also, learn from each other and from each other's experience as well, which I think is a good opportunity for learning too.
I've
maybe
heard
one more thing.
two things over the years that I've heard from the exchange students. They said, one, a lot of times they have maybe hundreds of students in the class, so they never get to interact with the instructor. And two, they said in their home countries, it's much more theoretical, whereas CMMU is much more action and practice based, which they really appreciated. They liked it.
Yeah, so we try to, as I said, focus very much on the small class size and on the practical interaction-based learning. And I just wanted to mention, we also focus a lot on having fun and get together, because one of the things our students always say is that they benefit not only from the knowledge that they learn, but also from the network that they get. So you get to know lots of students from different countries, different business fields, different areas of specialization. And in order for you to really benefit from this network, we have networking parties. Every term we have events, we do company visits, we do outings, we have get-together options for you. So that's also specifically designed to not only just study together and be serious and work together, but also have fun together and get to know each other, because those friendships are also like a lifelong network that you can benefit from. And in the future, you might do business with each other, or you might support each other. And that's a good option as well. Okay, I think we've reached the end of our consultation time. I would like to say thank you, everyone, for your active participation, for all the good questions that you asked us. Feel free to contact us anytime. We're very happy to talk to you more. And for those of you who still have questions and want to consult with us, please feel free to stay online and ask an individual questions. But if you have no more questions, thank you for joining. And thank you also everyone on Facebook. Thank you everyone on Zoom who joined us. It was very nice to have you here, and hope to see you at CMMU soon.